we're live. Welcome, YouTube world, family, friends, newbies, whoever you are, strangers. This is the Thursday live show with Destiny, the Shamrock Pixie, Pat D72, and our special guest, Fatman the Flipper, Alex. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time out of your Thursday to hang out with us. I'm going to say a hi to a few real quick in the chat while maybe Pat gets his beautiful self ready. I know that he had a family event earlier today. I see that we have Eat Sleep Amazon in here. Tiffany, and by the way, Tiffany, I love you so much. Thank you for shouting out this show and for not only supporting me, but also supporting Alex. You are awesome. I appreciate you. BK Vending and Flipping, hello, welcome. Lisa C, Mama Shy Dove, Liz Ann. Look at all these people already in here. That is amazing. Yep, Alex, I changed you blue. You look way more handsome in blue, sir. DG Picker, hello, my sleepy friend. It's Pat the Reseller. Welcome, welcome. Dad's Vintage Garage. You, sir, should be blue. If you're blue, I like you. If you're not, I just may not know you quite yet, is all. Don't be insulted. So tonight, as I just said, oh, there's Anita. Anita Finita is another amazing friend who also shared this out on her social media. So blessed I am to have her as a friend. She is awesome. So our special guest tonight and my good little robot mod, Nightbot, will be throwing out links to all of our channels throughout. You can also find them in the description below. But I'm going to introduce our special guest, which is Alex, aka YouTube name is Fatman the Flipper. Hi, Alex.
Hi. What's up, everybody? As you heard, my name's Alex, Fatman the Flipper. I'm known around the world as your friendly neighborhood Fatman, and I am happy to be here. I'm a new reseller for those who might not know who I am. I'm a new reseller on Amazon, on eBay, just reselling all around. I'm pretty new to it, and it's been a great journey, ups, downs, the whole roller coaster ride. And this community that I've been privileged to be a part of has been amazing. All the people that are in the chat, I know the majority of you. And Kim, Pat, Destiny, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for having me here tonight.
Awesome, thank you. Yes, and I see Debbie Does Sales says, hi, Kim, I'm new to your channel. Well, welcome. Thank you for coming by. The chat is flying, and I'm not going to be able to keep up, so I apologize if I don't catch everybody. I try my best, but y'all should know, if you watch me enough, when that camera goes on, I'm like, deer in headlights. Only can do so many things. Well, yeah, I lose my kidneys up here. They don't work so well. So I actually would like to go into maybe a little bit of a background to Alex. I have heard his story a couple times, and I if you guys are not following him on Instagram, you absolutely positively need to be, because he has a great Instagram, and I need to maybe up my game in that sense. Not only is he motivational and inspiring, he's a reseller. And also just a funny guy. Like, who in the chat Alex's little video he put out today with the rooster in regards to this show? Let me know if you guys saw that, because that was absolutely hilarious.
Right there, look. Right there.
We got him in the background.
Yeah,
that made me laugh. So cool of you to do that.
I told him to stay quiet. He just
you tell him this is no drama zone, rooster. You just sit back there and you behave yourself. Yeah. I will bring out my sledgehammer.
You heard that, right?
Yeah, you behave. So yeah, give us a little background into you and maybe how you got into the reseller Well, just how you got into reselling would be a great start.
Well, I mean, if you want me to just go to that, all right. Me personally, I've always been like a hustler, right? I've always been somebody who would make money off of just selling stuff, and when I was young, for example, I used to get the pencils. So I used to borrow pencils from kids. I used to be, hey, I forgot a pencil, can I borrow one? They'd be like, yeah, sure. When I go to give it back, they'd be like, just keep it. I'm like, all right, great. And then lunchtime will come around, and I want an extra chocolate milk, and so I would sell my pencil. I'll go, hey, you guys want to buy a pencil for 50 cents, and I'll buy myself a chocolate milk with that. But
Hustler at a young age. That's awesome.
yeah, I used to do the lemonade thing. I would see construction workers outside the house, and I'll make lemonade, like probably the worst lemonade they've ever had, and I'll sell it for like $3. I always had that in me, and I also grew up with my grandma who, um, when I was little, her house was always packed full of stuff, right? Literally, five TVs stacked up on top of each other. Two of them worked, three of them didn't. We only used one, and she used to have clothes for everybody and their mother. She used to, her house was just packed full of stuff, and everybody would always tell her, "Hey, you need to throw that stuff away, get that stuff out of here." And she would always say, "Oh, I'm gonna do a yard sale, or I'm saving this for so and so," right? And so I grew up seeing that and being a part of her yard sales and stuff. And so I grew up in that. I even would go with her, and she'll stop on the side of the road because somebody left like a pile of trash on the side of the road, and there's like a dresser sticking out of it, and she'll tell me, "Hey, get out of the car and help me put this dresser in the van." So that's how I basically grew up. And then I made some bad decisions in my life that turned out to close a lot of doors in my life and all that. And thankfully, in the past few years, I've been able to recover the things that I lost because of those decisions that I made. And so I started working, a regular job, got my own place for the first time in a few years. And I realized while I was working, I was just miserable, and I was only working because that's what they told me I had to do, and that was the only decision I had. Like, to me, it was that's it. You either go to work or you go to school and study something. And I've never really cared too much for school, but I had to survive, so I started working. And as I worked, I hated life. I hated, not that I hated life, I just hated the fact that my time was consumed and my income was determined by how much time I put into something I just didn't like. So one day I see on the side of the road this fish tank, and at the time I still love reptiles. I got a snake right now, but I had this big dream of opening up a zoo. So like a free zoo, for everybody to come for free. So I started collecting tanks and stuff, but I saw this tank on the side of the road, and then I realized, well, I don't have space for it in my place. Let me try to sell it. And I look on OfferUp and Let Go and stuff, and I post it. And within a few days, somebody offered me, I think it was 60 or $80. I still can't remember. And I told him, yeah, sold. So he was gonna give me 60 or $80 for free, basically, because I found something on the side of the road. But it so happens that that fish tank chipped, and I was honest with the kid. I told him, "Hey, look, it chipped. It's not cracked. It probably still works, but I wouldn't sell this to you. If you want it, you can come and pick it up." And he goes, "Yeah, no problem." He comes over. I help him load it in his car, and he reaches in his pocket and he goes to give me a $20 bill. And I tell the kid, "No, man, don't worry about it, man. Don't give me anything, And he's like, "Man, take it. At least take $20, And I'm like, "You know what? All right, I'm gonna do it." And I took the $20 and I immediately went into my house, and it was like a light bulb lit up. It was like something just lit up inside me. I went into my house. I got one of those bank envelopes, when you withdraw money from a bank, and I wrote, "For my online business, do not touch." And I put the $20 in there, and it just sparked. Something sparked inside of me, and then I started watching videos. I started googling reselling. I started watching people like Reezy Resells, Scott, the bearded picker. I started watching Gary V with Trash Talk and all this stuff, amongst a whole bunch of people, and I had it. That's it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, and I'm gonna sacrifice my time. I'm gonna sacrifice, certain things in my life so I can make this possible. And little by little, I started buying little things at Goodwill, buying stuff at yard sales, finding more stuff. Family and friends saw the motivation in me, started giving me things to sell that they didn't want anymore. And little by little, I made enough money to where I was able to go to Tennessee for 2 weeks to not worry about school, not worry about work, not worry about anything that I was doing at the time, and just focus on starting Amazon and make as many mistakes as I can in those first 2 weeks with the time that I can dedicate to learning from those mistakes, because I knew in the beginning I was going to make a ton of mistakes. And I went to Tennessee with a few $100, and I literally bought everything, the scale, the poly bags, everything I needed before I bought inventory. And I went on my first sourcing trip, which I actually found the footage to some of it today. So I might be coming out with some of that later. But and I went sourcing with my mom, and I sent in my first shipment to Amazon, and it's been nonstop ever since. And there's been bumps in the road and stuff, and I mean, we can get into that more. I can keep talking literally for 3 hours, and I won't notice.
Oh, we know.
So,
We know. What?
let me.
How long did the show go the other night? Like 4 hours, or no? But there was
Yeah,
a
it was
lot
just
of awesome people rolling through that. It's all
yeah.
good. I like it when you talk. It's good to get to know, how people get started. I think it's awesome. I forgot to mention we're gonna do a little something that we haven't done yet. Closer to the end, I'm going to ask Alex 5 sort of non-reseller related questions. We're going to learn 5 fun facts about Alex. So make sure to stay tuned for the end of this.
Be careful what you ask.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't even know what I'm asking him yet. Look there's still all these amazing people flowing into the chat. I appreciate every single one of you. I like DJ Picker, and Tiffany. They're talking about, man, they should do a show with you. Silly. They're so silly. They already do a show together, just in case y'all didn't know that. Awesome. That's. Thank you for the little background. I guess the next question, which you sort of kind of already asked, is what platform, or not asked, told us, what platforms do you sell on, Alex?
Me, I am currently focusing on Amazon and eBay, and that's it. Nothing
Nice. And actually, I'll ask the same thing to Pat D72, my friend Pat. What platforms do you sell on?
I currently sell on Amazon and eBay.
Awesome. Destiny, I know that you help Tommy, but you're more than welcome to tell the audience what you guys are known for selling on.
eBay, Macari, Poshmark. We haven't gotten to Amazon yet. We were actually going to, and then I ended up sick. So that's kind of put on the back burner. I think he does Facebook Marketplace, and I think he's getting into OfferUp as well. But I believe that's all the platforms. I could be wrong.
Well, that's awesome. I sell, eBay is my number one, a little bit on Amazon. I do local sales through the Facebook Marketplace. I used to do consignment shops and Craigslist. I don't unless I'm flipping big furniture, which I haven't really had to do since I haven't bought storage units in a minute. But that is possibly going to change here very soon. We cleaned out our garage, so I got some room to store some stuff. So I might be doing some storage units again. They're a lot of work, but during the nice season here, I can flip furniture, within 24 hours. So it's pretty good money. Dressers sell, people. I'm telling you, for real. Even the junk ones sell. Well, at least they do here in Denver. That's another thing I guess I should ask. Where are you located at, Alex? Where do you live?
I live right now. I'm currently in the Fat Cave on 123 Fat Topolis. No, I live in Miami, Florida, nice, beautiful palm trees and beaches, Miami, Florida.
I was born in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Woo, West Palm Beach, 954. That's what's up.
That's awesome. I live in just on the outskirts of Denver, Colorado. And I know, Pat, if you're there, where do you live? I don't know if he's there. He lives in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and we live in Wisconsin right now, but we're planning on moving.
Yeah. Block 30 says, Colorado is my favorite place to visit. I love it here. I've lived in a couple other states. I was born in California, actually right by where the treasure hustlers live and do all their dumpster diving. I'm hoping that someday soon I can go there and have them teach me how they do their ninja moves inside of those dumpsters. There's Pat. Pat, I was asking you where you live, what state you live in, sir. I know, because I stalk you. No.
Are you asking me? I'm sorry.
Yes, you. Where do you live? Tell the audience where you live, Pat.
I live in the Poconos, Pennsylvania. Sorry about that. I just got home from senior night, and my son just walked in the door, and he was showing me the scholarships that he got. I knew he got it, but he showed me, and then he got an award that with like 10 other kids that he was presented up on stage. So he was showing me his stuff. So I'm sorry.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, don't be sorry. That's a beautiful moment. I wouldn't want to miss that either.
Trying to balance out life and YouTube is becoming YouTube's a full-time job now.
Yeah. It for sure can be. I was yesterday I was on 4 different channels. I was like, I think I'm a little too addicted to this. Maybe I need to slow my roll. I mean, I should take it as a compliment, right? That people don't mind me coming on their channel and hanging out, but it's getting a little much sometimes. No, I don't mind. I enjoy a lot of the reseller community and the YouTube community. It really has been, if you weigh out the positive and the negative, there's far more positive than there is negative. So,
Yeah.
hello,
I agree with
Trista,
that.
Uniquely Me, Tracy, Jennifer, if I didn't say hi to you yet. So many awesome people. Thank you for coming by. All right. Next question I have is, what items do you like to sell and where do you usually source them from? You don't have to tell us all of your secrets, but maybe just a few.
I have no secrets. My secrets are literally on eBay and Amazon.
And all over YouTube.
I right now, my favorite thing is books. At least for Amazon, I love books because of the turnaround on them. Like, you can get books for either free or just a few pennies, or the most $1. If the book is very valuable, you pay $5 for $400-$500 book, But that's why I love books for Amazon. To me, it's like depositing pennies in a little piggy bank, and then in a year you break it, and all those pennies are dollar bills and 20s and 50s. So that's what I like with Amazon. But eBay, because I'm a new reseller, so this whole sourcing thing, especially with eBay, where you're able to sell anything. I go to yard sales, garage sales, estate sales, stuff like that. Luckily here in South Florida, it's pretty much year round, except for when it rains or when it's too hot. But even then, you're gonna find yard sales, and so I'm new to the whole, like, when I find something, it's like I research it and I'm amazed, or like I wonder, I'm still in that awe phase, So my best things are like electronics, especially like vintage electronics, plushes. I'm good with plush. And yeah, those are my main things. And I had a Poshmark, so I'll be moving all the clothes that I have. I have maybe 1,000 pieces of clothes and shoes that I'll be moving to eBay. Right now, I'm just focusing on building the inventory on the things that are more valuable, so I can get that out the way. But yeah, those are my things. I mean, just vintage electronics, VCR, DVD
Do you test
combos.
them? I'm always curious. about electronics. I wish I could dabble more into them, but since I have a pacemaker, I try to avoid that. But do you test your electronics, or do you have a way, VCRs and all of that, or do you just sell them, as is?
Well, okay, so I try to test them when I find them, right? I try to ask if I can plug it in. I'm bad at taking a VHS tape with me whenever I go, or a DVD, just to like put it on and all that. But for the most part, I just want to make sure that it turns on, that the buttons work, and I'll take it home and then I'll do the actual testing. So yeah, I test them, and for the most part, if like the DVD's not reading or something like that, it's usually because it's just dirty, and you just gotta, and also the tape, you just gotta open it up, and there's YouTube videos on it, and you can clean it out. So for the most part, a lot of them you can refurbish yourself. But if you can't, then I just sell them as for parts. I list them for parts.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I see we have the bearded picker in here. I think I should just leave him gray. No, I'm just kidding. I turned him blue. Come on now. Y'all know I got mad props for Scott. Good guy. He does his show. His live shows actually with Pat Tuesday and Thursday mornings. If you do not know who Scott the bearded picker is, you guys haven't been in the reseller community very long. Yep, that's usually where you can find Pat on Tuesdays and Thursdays, right, Pat? I can't remember what time. All I know is that show starts at like 6 o'clock for me. That early.
8 o'clock usually East Coast time, but I put Bearded Picker on timeout today. We were on Sue's channel, so
I love Sue. I was glad that you guys went and maybe went and did the live on her channel. You put Scott in timeout? I doubt that. Wait, what? What did I miss?
He said I killed his show today, but he had to do some dumpster wars video. So I'm like, go ahead, go get more chicken. Do what you got to do. And then we have Alex come on with a chicken, and he's growing a beard. Scott's got a lot of admirers.
Yes. The dumpster wars episodes are actually pretty entertaining. I
made a little commercial for the dumpster wars too. I don't know if anyone saw it, but I think it might be on my Instagram. So if you do check out my Instagram.
I've thought about doing videos and showing them how it's really done, but I haven't done that yet. You can do it.
I was at the landfill the other day, and I see all these seagulls, and they're diving into the trash, And I was like, I gotta record this, and I just recorded it, and it's just basically video of these seagulls diving, and I put 9 out of 10 seagulls agree. Dumpster diving is for the birds, and then Dumpster Wars season 1.
Yeah, some of that stuff you do is absolutely hilarious. I really see you going very far, very quick. Just your personality and you're using your social media platforms in a smart way. And just the funniness. People like to laugh, man. Life's too short to be serious all the time. It's good to laugh.
And it's funny you say that, because I feel like I'm very social media impaired.
Really? You're awesome. I think you do amazing. Like, I look forward to looking at your Instagram.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you do a good job. I feel like a rookie in compared to your Instagram, and I've been on Instagram far longer, or maybe not far longer, but maybe reselling wise. I don't really tag them both in yet. I haven't done that. There's a little bit where I do pictures of the stuff I sell, but I haven't really used it to my advantage, and I totally should, because we're in the era of the internet and social media, and if people don't like it, that's just kind of too bad, because that's sort of what's happened. You might as well teach your kids how to be, to use it correctly and to be safe about it. And because it's better to just teach them now than to have them go behind your back, and do it. So.
Yeah, and the truth is, it's just the way the world is going. I mean, if you look back just a few years ago, when we didn't even have computers the way we have them now, people were reading books and they were writing and they were, everything was different. And now it's like, now this is the new books. This is the new writing.
Mhm.
And it's amazing. It's awesome. It's so awesome that literally I can put out a video and people watch it. Like that's amazing to me, like you don't even understand.
Yeah,
Like
I hear
like
ya.
like at first it was just friends and family, like, yeah, we'll watch your stuff, and then next thing you know, it's like, wow, there's more people. It's amazing.
Yeah, I hear you now. And I used to, the first few, I was like, I honestly, I had a goal in my first year of YouTube to hit 1,000 subscribers. I went live mid-January of this year. And so I hit that much sooner than I thought, but it still baffles me. Sometimes I'm like, is it because I'm just totally that far out in left field that people like to watch me? Or I should just take it as a compliment and quit trying to worry about why, and just go with it.
And I'm like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I would say there also comes, the good with the bad, in the sense that, like, it's definitely a learning process, and you got to have tough skin. You really, really do, to be able to kind of do the YouTube thing, because people are, the more you succeed, the more haters there really are. And I'm definitely learning that for sure. But it's good. Like I said, there's more good than there is bad.
Yeah, at the end of the day, there's negativity everywhere. And for us, it's so easy to see the negativity versus the positivity. And I mean, it's just so easy to remember what somebody did to you wrong than it is to remember the good they did for you, and it's just the way we've been brought up. But if you could just remember that you're alive, if you could just be grateful for the little things,
Jump
it's
in the pool.
like,
Wise man once said, just jump in the pool.
just jump in the pool, man. I'm telling you, just if you get an opportunity, just jump in a pool. Just jump in it.
Amen
And
to that.
yeah, enjoy life.
Yeah, you have to enjoy life. I always like to know kind of what the driving force is behind, why people are choosing the reseller life and even intertwining YouTube in it. What is your driving source? What is the fuel that's, making you want to do this?
Well, for me, it's just been okay. What, YouTube? Okay, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of that came at the same time. I literally didn't have a Facebook just a few months ago. I didn't have an Instagram a few months ago. So when I say like I'm social media impaired, like I'm serious. I don't know how to do it. I went 2.5, 3 years without a cell phone in my hand. So for me, it's been just like I was given an opportunity to be on, I think it was, I was on Thrift Traders channel first. No, it was Liquidation Ohio, but it was for the fortunes in
Chris, he's
reselling.
awesome.
It was for the fortunes in reselling with Scott and Shane and stuff like that. And those are the guys that I was watching when I was learning about reselling. Those are the guys that I would ask questions to in the chat, and I was invited to be a part of it. And it was like an opportunity opening up for me. And when I started doing the videos, I just enjoyed the fact that I can edit something and I can be creative, because that's who I am. I'm a creative person. I like to be funny. I'm very creative, and I like that aspect of it. And so that's what my original that's what it got me to keep going as I started doing it. But my original plan was just to, let me show you what I go through. And then one thing led to the other, and next thing you know, I'm making these like crazy, edited videos, and people like them and stuff like that. But my ultimate goal with any of this is I just honestly want to be able to help other people in whatever form possible. Like I see myself as no more, no less than anybody. I see myself for where I'm at, and I am a new reseller, and I know that I don't have much that I can teach, right? As far as if someone asks me a certain question, I might not have the answer, But what I could do is just show my experience, and hopefully along the way, through that experience that I show, I'd be able to help somebody. Just the same way that the guys that have been veterans in reselling show you their experience by telling you, look, this is what I've been through, this is what I'm going through, or whatever. Mine is more like, look, I'm literally going through what they talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally, I'm the guy who decided to do multiple platforms when they told me not to do it, and I totally messed up, and it messed up my Amazon, and messed up my eBay. I wasn't going nowhere, and I had to really like sit back and say, okay, what am I doing, and pretty much start over. So, you know, and that's where I'm at right now. So with me, it's just about it's the fact that you have the opportunity to, you know, put something out there and have people watch it, and hopefully, you know, reach somebody out there. And that's pretty much it, you know.
Yeah, I think even honestly, I think that you could still learn from people who are newer resellers. What I really like about you, Alex, is you started out doing this kind of the same way that I did. You know, there's a lot of people that think that you need all kinds of money and, you know, to start out, and you need to have a laptop and all these things. Yes, does it help to have those things? It does. But when I started, I literally started with no Wi-Fi, no laptop, no bank account even. Like, I was just sharing a bank account. I didn't even have a bank account, you know, not even a PayPal card yet. But I did it. I started, I mean, it was kind of a pain to do, honestly, for me, everything on my phone. I do a little bit of both. I'll start out, you know, on my phone and then kind of end on my laptop, but it just shows that anybody can do this. I know one of the most common things I kind of hear throughout resellers or people who like to, you know, flip things is they've either kind of stumbled upon this, or they've been maybe a bargain hunter, you know, kind of their whole life. And but a lot of us sort of have, you know, a medical ailment or something that's life-changing. Maybe they lose their job or whatever it is that has kind of put us in this lane. And it's really opportunity for pretty much anybody. You know, you just have to, I know depending on where you live, you can't always do the same thing that everybody else is doing, but you just have to kind of think differently in how you source things. But there's definitely ways, especially with all these people who are doing boxes for resellers. I think that's pretty cool, because when I lived in Kansas, for example, in a town of 250, I couldn't source like I can now living here in Denver. And I wish that I had that opportunity that, you know, people put out there, you know, that they'll send you a box that you can resell. You know, that's a beautiful thing. It just shows that you just, with a little bit of effort and the power of YouTube and learning, and there's a lot of people who are more than happy to help, and all kinds of really amazing Facebook groups that you can go into to learn a lot of really good info. I'm like you, and I started watching, you know, the Bearded Picker, Wade's Ventures. I watched them for a while, lurked for a long time in quite a few of those chats. But I learned a wealth of knowledge from people like that. I see that we have Flipping Hustler, my friend Todd. I have to give him a shout out because he's the king of confetti and just an all-around awesome guy. What up, Todd? Flipping Hustler. Oh, and by the way, Todd is going to be hanging out with Pete, the Craigslist hunter, tomorrow. Feel free, Todd, to, if you have that link already or the details on the time, please put that in the chat so we can all show you some love tomorrow. That also reminds me, next week's show, Pat's going to host. It is going to be an hour later, right, Pat?
Yeah, 10 o'clock, graduation.
It's not going to always stay that late, but just for next week, we're going to do it 1 hour later so that he can go and do what everybody should do and make family their priority and go to his kid's graduation. There's only so many times you get to watch that, right? My kid is going to high school this year, and they're not even doing anything like a 8th grade continuation or whatever they call it. They didn't do that. Hers is kind of mended or pushed together. It's 6th through 12th grade in her school, but I still can't believe that I'm I have a high schooler. I don't know where the time went. I got old real fast. Hello, Rebecca, my beautiful sister from another mister. She usually is in here pretty quick and one of the best mods in the biz. She's usually throwing out links. I know that they're having a bit of a weather issue, so don't worry about it, Rebecca. Nightbot is doing what he needs to do. So you just sit back and be safe, my friend. Pat or Destiny, I don't know if you guys have any extra questions. I have plenty, but feel free if you either one of you have a question that you want to ask. If not, I'll just keep going.
Yeah, I have a question.
All right. Go ahead.
Alex?
What's up?
Hey, buddy. Now you're doing this part-time, though. You're still doing a full-time job, right?
The past, I would say, week, I've been full-time.
Oh, so you left your other job?
No, I'm still working, but I haven't worked as much as far as, like, in other words, I've probably left the house just a handful of times to go drop off paperwork somewhere, something like that. I'm still luckily getting paid the same, so I'm very blessed and fortunate to have that.
Okay.
So because at the end of the day, I have a lot of support, so
Yeah.
it's been good. It's been good.
Now,
I'm still,
did I catch you one time saying you do roofing and construction, or?
yes, sir. Yes, I'm a roofing foreman for a small company. It's my father's company.
Okay.
Yeah, the original plan was I was going to take over the business one day, and no, it's not happening. I'm going to be a reseller.
Now, let me ask you, on a personal level, why don't you want to do construction at all?
I don't like it.
No.
I don't like it. I see what my father goes through, and he's a hard worker, very well respected man. Um, is very successful, and but I see a lot of stress, and to be honest, I just don't want to go through what he's going through just to get by and all that. I'd rather get the stress from reselling because I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like the whole construction thing. It's what I've done since I was 14,
Right.
whether it was painting or roofing or pools. I've done a little bit of everything with construction, and it's only because that's what I was told. Oh, this is what you have to do. So
Right.
and it was honestly because I didn't see another option in life, and I just wanted to make money to hang out with friends when I was young, and then it just became a thing, and it became routine. And then you realize when you're 34 years old, you're like, this routine sucks. This routine is not what I like. And when I do reselling, whether no matter what it is that I'm doing, whether I'm sourcing or taking pictures or whatever, for the majority of it, I'm excited. I'm enjoying it. Even when I'm sweating, even when things don't go my way, I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Now, do you have a timetable on when you expect to do this full time, and you're not going to be involved in the company no more at all?
To be honest, there's not an actual timetable, but I'm thinking by the end of this year. That's where I'm leaning towards. It might be sooner.
And the reason I'm asking is, I just don't want to sell our audience that they should be quitting their job tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sometimes even doing what they don't like to go into reselling, because some people just aren't made to resell because they don't understand, the concept of buying and selling things or what to do or profits and I've been in situations where I've had to do jobs I didn't like because I had children. And what I like about reselling personally is the freedom right now that it allows me, but it doesn't give me enough income yet to totally quit everything that I'm doing. So for me, I'm doing multiple things to and my wife works too, to bring in the money to pay the bills. So that's why I'm talking to you as a friend, and me and you have talked several times, and I've been on your show, is that what your direction is and what you're thinking as far as doing reselling and saying this is a goal that I want to do and expanding your sources and what you're thinking about for the future.
Yeah, and the thing is the truth. That's the truth, right? Everybody's situation is different. You have a wife, you got kids, you got a family. Me, I don't have none of that. I'm literally on my own. The only responsibility I got is that I take care of myself, and so I'm able to minimalize to the extreme pretty much. I used to be a person, for example, I used to go shopping for new clothes all the time, just to have new clothes. I haven't gone shopping for clothes in probably 6 months. Things like that, little things like that I don't see a need for anymore. You get what I'm saying? It's the food that I eat is different. Every little thing I'm able to do minimalize as far as my expenses go, so that I can continue reinvesting, and continue to try to grow, because like I said, I've made mistakes, and I've learned from them, and I keep going. I'm somebody that's a firm believer that, yeah, like reselling is not for everybody, or being your own boss isn't for everybody. We're not all cut out that way, type of thing. And to me, it's like, it's because we were cut into that mold. We were cut into the mold of, like, like, you're gonna work for somebody else, you're gonna get paid a paycheck at the end of the week, and that's how you're gonna survive. Versus breaking out of that mold, like the norm. If I knew reselling was real, if I knew that existed 10 years ago, who knows where my life could be right now. The problems that that I could have avoided in my life would have been, I mean, and that's the thing, you don't even know half of the story. So it's like, to me, it's a blessing that reselling is a possibility, and that to me, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. It just makes sense.
That's I'm glad that you were just talking about that. Before I get to the next question, I want to say something about, in regards to what you guys were talking about in going full time. I absolutely think that people should, before they go full-time reseller, have a couple months worth of money in the bank to cover their bills, because you may think you start flipping something and you get that dollar sign, that bling, I call it the bling bling, where you're just totally stoked, but you're not always gonna find all those little nuggets real quick. And if you do, congratulations, please tell me all your secrets. But make sure to be smart about it, and prepare yourself, for if there is kind of a bit of a slowdown, or what are you going to do when you can't find that one item that makes, this amount of money. I absolutely don't think anybody should just, snap their finger and quit their job right away. You also need to take into factor, do you have medical, through your job? These are all things that are important and a pretty big deal when you leave kind of a corporate job. So definitely be smart about it. But the next question I have, and then we're going to get into the 5 fun facts. We're going to learn a little bit of about Alex, and also let you guys know who our special guests are going to be next week and the week after. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, anyways. What are some of your goals that you have, like quantity in your store, or maybe the direction, of your channel?
Which one?
Goal in mind? I can tell you this. So one of my first goals is, I was all about quantity. I was all about having 10,000 items, up and listed. That has changed for me, and now I'm thinking less quantity, more quality, because I resell for the freedom. I resell with keeping in mind that we don't have 1,000 years to live, and for me, living life with a pacemaker, I've had 5 heart surgeries, but I'm going to have, 5 to 10, maybe 15 more. I mean, who knows? My battery will die in a year, and I have to have another heart surgery. So I can't be trying necessarily to do quantity over quality. So I'm trying to earn a higher profit and have way less items. So what is kind of your goal? Are you, with your reselling, are you trying to have a big store, or expand more platforms, or?
I'm just gonna put it out there. in the next 3 to 5 years, I plan to be a millionaire off of reselling. I'm saying this. Yes, it is true.
Put it out in the air.
I will be selling on Amazon as long as I don't get suspended, and I'll probably be able to fight that anyway. But I will be reselling, and in the next 3 to 5 years, I'll be a millionaire. But it's not as far as that's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is that I'm able to use that to empower others. The way I grew up and the things that I've gone through in life makes me look at the world in a different light, right? I see kids, I see, I see them going through the same things I went through. And I know I won't be able to save the world, right? I know I won't be able to change their direction, each and every one of them. But if I can help out one person change their life, by showing them that there's another way to hustle, that there's another way to get money, that there's another way that you can find, financial freedom and peace of mind and happiness other than just money, then I'm a die happy man. I'm a die happy man. Well, I guess my ultimate goal is gonna be definitely have a big Amazon store, right? And that's about it. Yeah.
I think that that's awesome. I really like that you were talking about, helping people and changing lives. I always tell people, even when it comes to YouTube, and they start looking at numbers, subscribers, and I only have 200 or whatever it is, and if you change one life or help one person or entertain even for 5 minutes, that one person, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. You helping, that's all it takes, really, honestly, is that, kind of a spark in somebody. And I think that that's incredible. If I go the rest of my life only helping one more person, of course I want to try to help the world, but I'm going to be happy knowing that I showed somebody maybe to be a little more positive or motivated them or be inspired, or maybe just enjoy life, hug your loved ones and be kind to your friends, and, don't get your panties in a bunch over something silly. Life is far too short to be pissed off all the time. I mean, really. So I think you're going to inspire a lot of people, Alex. I see thousands of people. If you just keep those blinders on and you do what you do, what's great about you is the same reason that, like, Todd is a perfect example, flippin' hustler. He's organic and he's just him. And that's why people love him. One of my favorite quotes is, if you're not yourself, how are those looking for you supposed to find you? And you will get caught if you start being fake all over you. It will eventually catch up to you. So just be yourself and you'll go far. I have a feeling that you're going to do big things, Alex. I think that you're a really good guy. Does Dusty or Pat, you guys have any questions before I go into kind of a speed round of 5 fun facts about Alex? We're going to ask him some questions.
I'm good.
I
didn't have a chance to prepare any questions.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. You know me, I have a bazillion questions, so I just.
But I do feel blessed that I'm in the same panel with him. It's amazing. I hear about him everywhere, so I feel pretty blessed to be in the same panel.
Yeah, Alex is a good guy. He's a good guy.
I'm sorry. I gotta say this. Storage Auction Pirate Mike. He's in the chat.
Is he?
I've been dying to tell him something, man. Excuse me.
You're all right. Deep breath, buddy.
You're awesome, dude.
He is awesome, and I agree. He is awesome. Speaking of how awesome he is, I might as well just tell y'all, guess who's going to be my special guest in 2 weeks? Mike, Storage Auction Pirate. He's totally going to be on this show 2 weeks tonight, and I'm a little excited. Okay, I gotta calm down, people.
Yeah.
I gotta play it cool, or he might change his mind. I'm gonna try to be cool. Okay, is it working? Yeah, no. Pat, why don't you tell us who's gonna be on the show in 1 week from today on your?
Yeah, next week, John from Nevermore Antiques is going to be on, and the subject is going to be, where a lot of people sometimes are closing retail stores and doing online selling. John is really doing the opposite, where he used to do online selling from his farm, and he locally in his town bought a unique old-style brick building and is opening up a retail location. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring him on, and he's a good guy. I've known him for a couple months, and I consider him a friend, and he's a perfect example and can give a lot of knowledge of what he's doing, because he was a guy that worked for somebody too, and this is what I was saying to Alex. Here's a guy that saved about a year's worth of salary, and then he decided that was it. He wasn't going to do it no more, and he supports his family with 3 kids. He lives on a farm in a small town in Missouri, and he just a lifelong dream opened up a store, and he'll be on. Now, keep in mind, it will be 10 o'clock. It is an hour later because I have my youngest son, and life goes fast, and this is why I enjoy actually doing this show. My youngest son is 18. He's graduating, and it's it. There's no more babies for me to graduate, and I enjoy doing all this, meeting you guys, so. Hello.
Oh, I forgot I muted myself. My bad. Yeah, I'm excited to have John Nevermore Antiques come in and hang out with us. He is doing something that I miss doing. What got me originally even into eBay in the late 90s, early 2000, and I didn't open my own store until a couple years ago. And right before that, I was a lister. But I was helping my mom when she did eBay and Amazon, but she started it through a store, a brick and mortar store. So it's been really neat to watch John, from the ground up, put that brick in the store and get that going, and watch him put the logo on that front glass. And I'm really excited for him, and I've enjoyed watching his journey. So make sure to be subscribed to Pat D72 if you guys are not already, so you can catch that show next week. All right, you guys ready for the 5 fun fact questions about Alex? Are you?
Don't shoot. Don't shoot.
I didn't bring no weapons yet. You didn't piss me off that bad yet. No, I'm just kidding.
It wasn't me. It was the rooster.
Yeah, it was him. All right, you ready?
Yes.
First question. What is your favorite movie?
C.
What?
My favorite movie?
Yep.
All right, my favorite movie. That's a good question. I'm a movie guy, so I love movies. I was just talking about Little Buddha with Keanu Reeves to Tiffany earlier, but wow, that's a good movie. That's
one or two. I like to keep it, I couldn't give you these questions ahead of time. And plus, I really like to learn more about people's.
Oh, I got it. Okay, I'm gonna say 2 movies. I'm gonna say an older movie and a newer movie, okay? My older favorite movie is Goodfellas. I like that movie. So great flick. And my second favorite movie is gonna be Ready Player One, and it's the newer one, and I just love it because it's literally gonna be the future, folks. Watch that movie and prepare yourself, because that's gonna be the future. That movie's awesome. I just love the nostalgia in it.
That is awesome. I'll tell y'all one of my favorite movies, just because I don't think I've ever mentioned it, but Boondock Saints. I know Destiny knows, but that is absolutely hands down one of my favorite movies. I don't know if you, Destiny, do you have a favorite movie?
I have a couple, but Boondock Saints is my all-time favorite. And I have a musical, 7 Brides for 7 Brothers.
Nice. What about you, Pat? Do you have?
Yeah, I do, and it's going to seem kind of silly, but if you guys know me by now, it's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
That's awesome. That's my son's favorite movie, the old version now.
I love the teaching behind it, and you know, if you really follow the whole and the love behind it, that's my favorite movie, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
That's awesome. Yep. I see a few people agree on the Boondock Saints. Yes, and there's quite a few Disney movies that I really like, but Boondock Saints is one, or probably my top one, that I could watch over and over and be all right. All right, next question. If you were stuck on an island for the rest of your life and could only eat one food every day, what would it be? Pizza.
I love pizza. I love pizza, and I blame the Ninja Turtles. I honestly blame the Ninja. I look at my life and I say, why do I love pizza so much? I could literally eat it all day long, every day, and it's because of the Ninja Turtles.
That's awesome. Mine would be, so if I was stuck on an island, of course I have to think about, you know, I have to be all, well, what could I regrow? What could I make into other things? Because that's just how I function and how I think. I would pick potatoes. I would pick potatoes because I could regrow them. I might be able to sell them to the other islanders. You never know. You can also make them a whole bunch of ways. So I might be I'm a carby. I'm not Barbie. I'm a carby. I like me some carbs. Probably not a good habit to like, but I love me some meat and potatoes.
Carbs aren't bad.
In moderation. Destiny, do you have a food that you could eat basically for the rest of your life?
Tacos.
Tacos, yeah.
I love the way she said it. Tacos.
Tacos.
I am a sucker for tacos.
That's awesome. What about you, Pat?
Well, if I get stuck on an island, I'm going to be honest with you. I hope it's Hawaii, where they have Arby's, Burger King, McDonald's, you know. So that's the island. I don't plan on leaving the States. I don't want to become shark bait, so I'm not going on no island.
Well, you know.
I will come. I want to come to Miami and have pizza with Alex one day.
Oh, if you come to Miami, we're not gonna have pizza, man. I'm gonna take you to every Cuban cafeteria around here. I'm just hook you up with some arroz con frijoles, some bistec con cebolla, picadillo, ropa vieja. I'm gonna hook you up, man. You're gonna gain 20 pounds. You're gonna leave here as Fatman the Flipper Jr.
Well, you know what's funny? Real quick, I got to tell you something real quick. When I started YouTube, and I became friends with Kimmy, I was the original Fat Man. Someone came into the chat and said, "Hey, Fat Man," and this person said, "Oh, you need a wrench. You need a wrench." I'm like, "Wrench? What is a wrench?" And here it was Kimberly. She was the first person I gave a wrench to, and she was willing to defend my honor when someone called me Fat Man. And
I was all over. And I still stand up for you. I'm like, y'all, Pat's my number one. I'm just saying. I mean, I love a whole bunch of people, but that's my boy. That's my boy. Don't be mean about that. I'll come at you like a spider monkey.
Harlan's Reselling Adventure said a pizza made into a taco stuffed with chicken wings. I'm good. Let's go. I got this.
Now that the whole entire chat is all starving because we brought up food, I hear, so there's a Brazilian barbecue and Mexican food. I agree on the Mexican food being good. I actually like enchiladas. It's one of my favorite things.
Before you ask Alex the next question, I want to thank everybody for stopping in. You know, there's 45 people in here, and Kimberly, I think that's the highest you've ever had. And the channel and what we're doing has seemed to grow. So if everybody can like and subscribe to all the channels, we appreciate it. Give thumbs up, and that's what's nice about meeting new friends and learning from one another and having fun doing it.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. A couple more questions. I kind of made them random because I think it's fun to get to know people. All right. What's your dream car?
Dream car?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's
you could buy anything
so much.
right now. What would it be?
It would be a Bentley Continental.
Nice. Destiny's not allowed to answer this question, so we'll just move on to Pat.
I won it back in it was on my birthday in Chicago. I think the year was 2008. They came out with a Dodge Challenger at the car show. So I've always wanted a Dodge Challenger, and I don't even care one day if it's used. I'm going to get a Dodge Challenger.
I like it.
That's awesome. All right, Destiny, you can tell them, and I will comment after you say what it is. But go ahead, darling. Go ahead. Tell everybody what you like.
1968 Shelby Mustang.
That's what I feel about that.
Very
Destiny
nice.
and I agree on a lot of things. We have a lot in common. Our dream car is not one of them. That's about the only thing. Ironically, though, my favorite NASCAR racer drives a Mustang. Who would have thunk? And I don't like him because he drives a Mustang. I like, well, it's Joey Logano, but he's number 22, and 22 is my favorite number. But so my dream car, I'm a Camaro fan, Chevy all the way. One of my favorites is, let's see, I'd go older probably. Many moons ago, I raced at Vandermeer Speedway, did drag racing, and I raced a 1972 Camaro. It was pretty rad. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it had like it had ghost flames up the side, which when I raced, that wasn't, a huge thing to do all these fancy things. You didn't see it as often like you do now with all these glitter paints and all that. So it looked really slick going down that track. At one time I had a lead foot. I drive like a old grandpa now, but at one time I used to really like it.
The reason I like the Bentley is because it's literally a tank and nothing can smash it. And then on top of that, it's really fast. And it's luxurious. I like luxury stuff,
Yeah, I could totally. Yeah, I picture you driving around in one of those. All right, last question before we wrap it up, because we are just past the hour mark. If you could pick anywhere in the world to travel to right now, at this very moment, you could, jump in a private jet and go to, where would you go? You got a bucket list place that you want to travel to one day?
I know I want to travel the world. I just don't know where I exactly want to travel to. I know I want to go to Africa. Somewhere.
That'd be cool.
I want to go to the most dangerous uninhabited place in Africa, where there's like your chances of survival are zero. And when them cheetahs see me, they're gonna be like, "Whoa, look at that guy! That's food, boy." So yeah.
That's awesome. I bet I know what Destiny's answer is, but I'll let her go. I mean, she is like my BFF, so of course I'm gonna know what she's gonna say. What is it, Destiny? Yeah.
I want to go to Ireland. That's on my bucket list, and I am so glad I survived, because it's definitely a goal that I want to hit. So
I think that is awesome. Pat, do you have anywhere that you want to travel to one day? Or if you could go right now, money wasn't a problem. If you could just fly out tonight, take your whole family for free, where would you go?
Well, and I've already been there before, but it's Disney World. I mean, just like the Willy Wonka, I just love, I love it. I don't go on the roller coaster. I love the silliness of the rides. I love the happiness of it. And my goal eventually is to live within a half an hour of Disney World and go to that place probably twice a month.
And
That's cool.
Say that, huh?
Kissimmee, Florida?
Or, yeah, in that area, Davenport. There's a big, because of Orlando, there's a lot of little towns, Winter Haven, Celebration. And actually, I'm going down there in January. But I've had people say to me, how can you keep going back? I've been there 8 times in 20 years. I love it. It's predictable. I'm happy when I'm there. And I'm going to live there one day. I don't care if I have to live in a little.
My grandfather helped build Disney World down there.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool, because my grandpa helped build Disneyland, which I was born just 15 minutes outside of. I am with you, Pat, in the fact that I love amusement parks. I do. I have a little issue now with having a pacemaker. I need to find a seamstress who can help me like build something right here, because this is where my pacemaker is. But like a padded or something, kind of like a life vest. I don't know, because there's a bunch of rides that have that thing that come down and around you, and that's like no good. I always flop around all weird like in a bunch of those rides because I'm a little bit of a smaller petite person. So. But I'm all for riding rides. I am an adrenaline junkie. The faster, the better. Like,
and that's why we're sending Jaslyn with you on the roller coasters, because I won't get on them.
Oh, I'm in it. If it scares me, count me in. I may cry like a little girl, but I'm going to do it.
That's Jaslyn.
Well, I like the storytelling. And when you look at and think about what this guy did back in the late 60s or early 70s, the vision that he had, it still continues. And I think what makes Disney successful is just the great storytelling that we can all relate to. And you know, when you can watch a Pixar Disney movie that's a cartoon and you get tears in your eyes, that's some good storytelling.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm gonna see what some people said in the chat. I know there's a couple people that agreed with Ireland. DG Picker says Ohio to see him. Why, you might just sleep the whole time. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll come and visit DJ Picker as long as he can get me 50 items for 50 cents. Because I'm gonna spend $50 in gas to go and see him, and then I'm gonna do some like yoga or something to keep him awake, and how he can do an 18-hour day without, because he's gonna be always famous for falling asleep for an hour live.
I know, right? We'll eventually get over it.
I was ready to kick in the door and revive that kid.
Yeah, I see that Storage Auction Pirate. He said Disneyland sounds fun. One place I've never been. You live in California and you've never been to Disneyland? See, I've never been to Disney World. It is on my bucket list, is Disney World. I want to take my.
I've been to Disney World, and my grandfather helped build it.
Yeah, I understand about what Pat's saying. One of my favorite part of Disneyland is those storybook rides. We were just talking about it the other day, actually, the Dumbo ride. I remember so many of them, you know, like I was just there yesterday. It's been quite a few years since I've been to Disneyland, but I want to go and take the kids while the kids, you know, still would enjoy it. Like Braden would have the best time. And plus, as a parent, it's such an awesome feeling, or just to watch your kid enjoy something for the first time. It's like, for example, we went to the movies the other day. We saw the movie Aladdin. We went with my mom, and whenever I take my son, who's 8, I mostly watch him. I watch him more than I actually watch the movie, just because I love to watch the expression on his face. And he's still at that point where some of it, especially the newer, more animated, like real life type of Disney movies, because any time one of those come out, like I'm all over it. I mean, Beauty and the Beast, that's one of my favorite movies. I loved watching it in the theater. Yeah. But my son, it's kind of borders a little scary. So it's one of the few times he wants to hold my hand is when we go to the movies. I take that up when I can. I also saw that Scott, who is a traveling man, said after Maine, he's going to go to Austin, Texas, then Vegas, probably LA, Salt Lake, and Denver. Scott, I better see you when you come to Denver. I'll share my secret spots with you, maybe. Do I have to have a beard though?
I'll tell you, I wish they would do like eBay Open in Orlando one day, because I think it would be great for a group of resellers. Imagine going to like the Open for 2 days and then saying for a day or two, let's all go over and invade, Magic Kingdom or something like that. Where you could blend the business. We could be there for something serious, but then we could have a fun day where we went to the park. You know, there's got to be balance in all this stuff.
Yeah, you're right. I think it would be fun to. I mean, really just to get everybody together. I seriously really liked what Wade did in renting that bowling alley out and having everybody come and hang out. I thought that was cool.
And you know, he did that out of his own pocket. He paid for it. It was a couple $1,000.
Yeah, that's awesome. I hope to meet Wade one day, because he lives right next to where the rest of my extended family, where my 101-year-old great great, well, it'd be my kids' great. We call her Triple G. She's my great grandma. She's 101, and she lives up there right by Wade. And I usually go, like, I'd like to go see her once a year, but. All right, we are a little bit past our usual time, so I'm going to wrap this up. Alex, feel free to plug when you do your show and how that works, because doesn't it rotate or does it not rotate on for Saturdays?
It's kind of tricky right now because DG Picker is gonna be getting internet next Thursday, so I believe we're gonna have the show on my channel this week. But if he does get the internet, it'll be for now between me and him. So it's Saturday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. It's a pretty late show. It's New Resellers Unite, but everybody's welcome, and we try to talk about reselling, but in reality, it just turns out to be us having fun, talking about random things, and throwing reselling there in the same mix too. So, yeah, every Saturday night, 10 p.m. It'll be this week. It'll be on my channel, and
10 p.m. Which Eastern?
Eastern,
Okay.
yeah. So
Awesome. So make sure that you are subscribed to Fatman the Flipper and also Jordan DJ Pika, just in case it goes on his channel. He's all right in my book too. You're even though you're a little sleepy, you're a good egg. He's a good egg.
he's never gonna live that down.
I know. Don't worry, people will get over it eventually when they find somebody else, to have something happen to them. It's all right. It might make him famous. Who knows?
Hey.
Sleeping Beauty.
If he makes it, we all make it.
Yeah, and then I know Destiny, she doesn't necessarily have to be set lives, but make sure that you are subscribed to her. And also, if you've been following the fact that Destiny literally almost died on us just a couple weeks ago, she has done some updated videos on her channel. If you want to hear about what is going on with the latest and greatest, I am very glad that she is here. I was pretty much a hot mess, worrying about her.
Yeah, you had your bags packed and was going to jump in.
Yeah, I was going to go camping, right? And I'm all packing my stuff, and I'm thinking, shoot, I should just pack. And apparently, I'm going to be going to Wisconsin. Like, I was prepared to do whatever I needed to do. Because I love you.
And I love you.
Oh, she's my Irish friend. And Pat, how about you, sir? Set schedule lives or where you like to be? Fill us in.
Typically Tuesday and Thursdays, I'm on Scott Show, the Bearded Picker. I'm doing probably 3 or 4 videos a week. And then we obviously moved our Sunday to Thursday. I do a random late show once in a while, 11, 12 o'clock our time, where we get a bunch of guys on there and we talk about 2 or 3 hours. So, but I'm like some people say, I'm all around. What I want to do eventually, once I go live, I'm about 114 away from being able to go mobile live. And part of my YouTube that I want to do is meet guys like Alex, meet people like you. I mean, I've met Jason Banana Fines, I've Taco Stacks a couple times, and Scott the Bearded Picker for 2 days. We did some, and that's for me, that's fun. Yeah, I got to make a living doing the reselling and stuff. But as far as the YouTube that I want to do, I kind of want to be that guy that travels around and say, hey, look, I'm supposed to meet up with NASCAR man 3345 in about 9 days. Well, he does. He's heavily into Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars and stuff. So I'm going to meet him in New Jersey, I think it is, and he's doing something there and supposed to meet him. So that part I enjoy. People will see more and more me. I've had people actually reaching out to me wanting to meet up, and that's a compliment, I think. So, and I'm hoping one day, honestly, to meet Alex in person in Florida and have a lot of fun. I gave him a couple ideas. We'll be driving around instead of looking at the women on the beach. We're going to be looking for yard sales.
There's plenty of that out here.
All right. So for me, I know this is what's coming up. Monday, I am hosting the auction that Derek usually does, NASCAR Man 3345, right here on my channel. I know that he is going to his son's graduation, so he asked me to host that auction. And that is, what time is that? 6 Central. The reminder is up. Pittsburgh, Anthony, and also Rebecca Kruder will be also auctioning off things. I know that for me, money is a little tight with some silly medical bills. So I'm all for auctioning off some things. I'm kind of excited. It might be, I'm not the best auctioneer, but we're gonna just roll with it. And then I'm going to be bringing back the motivational 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 move yo as Monday, but we're gonna not have it on Monday. I'm gonna switch it to Tuesdays and do a telling it like it is Tuesdays. So look for that Tuesday. I'm not sure on what time to do that, and then everything else is kind of just sort of random. But that's what's.
Yeah. I am on in the mornings on Norgus R's channel. Not every morning, but most mornings. So me and Tommy are on there. Yep, that's Darlene's channel. I'm trying to pull up the link now. But go check it out. Tomorrow is Fun Hat Day.
Oh, because it's Friday. Maybe I need to pop in there. I know she's always sending me a link.
I got a new hat for it, so you'll love it.
Oh, I might have to check it out.
She sent me a link too. I just thought it was another girl flirting with me. I didn't realize it was Fun Hat Day.
Oh, Pat, what are we gonna do with you? That's too funny.
I might have to get my Mickey ears back.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. All right, let's wrap this up, folks. I appreciate all of you here on the panel. Are you poking your head around so you can say hi? Just come say hi. Say hi to all of YouTube. Hello.
Hello, buddy.
I have my ear things in.
Hey, Braden, how you doing, buddy?
I can't hear you. He's asking, how are you doing? Good.
Good. I didn't get to go to the movies with you. I was a little upset the other day about this.
Verified. I got you. All the YouTube saw me kiss you. So he recently this year, and I'm crushed, does not want me to walk him into school anymore because he thinks it's embarrassing that I kiss him. So I've now made it my goal to kiss him every time he comes onto YouTube. That's my boy. All right, let's wrap this up. I appreciate everybody being here. Alex, Fatman the Flipper, thank you, sir. Such an inspiration you are, and I really, truly am honored that you came to hang out and were my special guest this evening. You are awesome.
Thank you for having me. I mean, to me, it's an honor to be here. So,
oh, that's awesome. You really are up there.
Can I like to say one more thing real quick? There was a lot of bigger channels in the room tonight, so I appreciate the support.
Yes, I was going to give them a say goodbye to the ones that are in the chat here momentarily. Destiny, as always, my Irish twin. Love you. Thank you for being here. Get better so you can start hosting this show too, ma'am. But I appreciate you taking the time. I know how hard it is for you to sit in one spot for too long. Make sure you're subscribed to the Shamrock Pixie. She is awesome. And of course, Pat D72. You are awesome, sir. I appreciate you and putting up with me. I always call you my PETA, but really sometimes I wonder if I'm your PETA because, you know, I'm always blowing your phone up too. So, you know.
I don't mind.
I appreciate our friendship, and I look forward to you coming to Colorado and making me lasagna.
I know, right? I've been craving lasagna too. Everybody's talking about it.
Right? And yes, I'm totally honored by everybody who has come into the chat tonight. Baker Scott, it is an honor. I have a plan, man. I'm thinking if maybe, this is what I think. So, you know, there's Scott's Build-A-Turf, right? You know, that helps your grass grow. You think if maybe I rub some right here, it'll make me grow a beard? Yeah? And then he'll think I'm cool, right? No?
I'll do it too.
Maybe, I'm going to try it. I'm going to see if it works, and maybe I can you know, be one of the bearded ones. Mary
would
Jesse,
be
you
awesome.
know, my base maker friend, I love you so much. Thank you for coming by. Of course, Tiffany, Eat Sleep Amazon, thank you for being here to support me. And Alex, and DG Picker, I appreciate you, sir.
And my mom,
Maybe-
sorry, my mom's in the chat. My mom say hi, Mama.
Hi, Alex's mom.
She's a nice lady. I talk to her in the side chat, and she's always typing comments and stuff. So that's great.
Yeah, that's awesome that your mom supports you.
Yep.
I'm trying to get my mom to, you know, to come and hang out in YouTube, but she hasn't quite. I really honestly think once she does it, she might be a little addicted and just want to be going live every 2 seconds. But we'll see. Hopefully one day you all will see her because she's pretty awesome and been a reseller for a long time. Rebecca Kruder, my sister from another Mr. 1438, my friend. Thank you for being here and always being such an awesome supporter. Along with Anna Mora, Jameson's Closet, Connie, Flippin' Particles, D, and that's actually throughout the week. I do pop in and hang out with D, Flipping Particles, in the morning. She goes live. It's 10 my time, so it's 11 Central. Storage Auction Pirate, I know he's somewhere in here. Mike, I look forward to you being on our show right here, my channel, same time, 2 weeks from now. That is such an honor. I'm gonna try real hard to be cool, y'all. I'm gonna try real hard. And Adam's Exploit and everybody else, thank you for supporting us, and we will catch you all next week. Toodles for now. See y'all on the flip side. Bye.